6'1" sophomore from LaGrande, Oregon, number 24.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Apprentice School Athletic Center here on the campus of Newport News Shipbuilding in the beautiful city of Newport News, Virginia. Hello, everyone. Howard McCain here with you on courtside as we get ready to tip it off here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as the 8-8 Apprentice School Builders get set to take on the Bengals, who currently sit at 7-12 from the University of Maine in Fort Kent. Both teams coming into the afternoon's game. The Bengals coming in kind of understaffed somewhat. Several of their players didn't make the trip here to Newport News, Virginia for this basketball game. As a matter of fact, there are about 5 players that they're going to be down this afternoon, so they only have a total of 6 players. So will that be a factor as the game goes on? There's a possibility if the Builders decide to run. And according to Coach Evan Key, that's exactly what he's going to try to do this afternoon. He's going to try to hit this undermanned team with just with numbers, continue to substitute fresh guys into the basketball game and run. So let's see if that's going to be the formula to success as the Builders try to build on their 8-8 season, having just gotten off of the schneid last night of a 5-game losing streak, able to get their win last night to get this winning streak up to 2. So tip is about to happen real soon, but we're just grateful that you're here with us. And again, we'd like to thank Bayport Credit Union for their continued support of Builder Athletics here at the Apprentice School. So both teams are getting their final instructions from each coach. They're about to make their way on the center court, and we're going to tip off here momentarily. But the weather outside is frightful, but hopefully all the basketball action on the inside of the gymnasium tonight is delightful as the Builders look for their second win in a row as they take on the Bengals. Starting lineup for the home Builders: number 4, Bryant Fuller; number 5, Corey Fuller; number 20, Drew Walton; number 23, Marion Moore; and number 24, Sam Morris. And the tip is underway, and the basketball is controlled by the Bengals, who are led by their coach, Tom Bird. And they counter with number 10, Jarrett Walton; number 12, Patrick Powell; number 23, Chance Cole; number 24, Jacob Powell; and number 5, Kwame Oduro. As the feed inside is no good. Rebound controlled by the Builders. Builders run. Here's Joyner. Morris. Moore, shot up and good. 2-0 our score early. As again, Coach Key, Evan Key, mentioned that they want to try to tire these guys out as much as possible. So they're going to try their best to try to run full court press each time they get a rebound, to try and run as much as possible to get these guys fatigued again. Only one player on the bench as the shot is up and no good for Chance Cole as the Builders run, but unable to convert as Marion Moore misses on the layup. 2-0 our score, Builders, 18:51 remaining in the first half. Here's Cole, guarded by Joyner. Cole gives off to Oduro. Deep, long corner 3, shot no good by Jacob Powell as the Builders run. Fuller, long 3, no good, rebound Walton, but it's slapped out of bounds by Oduro. 2-0 is our score, 18:27 remaining in the first half. Builders so far doing exactly what Coach Evan Key said they would do. They will try to pressure the basketball as much as possible in this basketball game. As Moore, shot up, no good, tipped around, rebound taken by the Bengals. Bengals running now. Long corner 3, shot good. Patrick Powell gives the Bengals a 3-2 lead over the Builders. 18:03, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Fuller. Long 3-point chance by Morris is no good. Here's Powell. Powell over to Cole. Cole looks, step back, nothing there. Dribble drive into the lane, nothing there. As Cole resets, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Long three-point try goes down for Jared Walton, and the Builders have fallen behind 6-2 to an undermanned, heavily undermanned Bengals team out of the University of Maine at Fort Kent. Long three-point shot is good. Corey Joyner narrows the Bengals lead 6-5, 17:04 remaining. As the Builders continue to pressure the basketball, but we have a hoop and a harm. That foul is going to be on Drew Walton. That is his first personal foul. As substitutions make their way into the basketball game for the Builders, Brandon Joyner and Caleb Molesky make their way into the basketball game as Jared Walton makes his way to the free throw line, and his free throw is up and good. 9-5 is our score. Bengals over the Builders, 16:54 left. Here's Brandon Joyner. Here's Corey Joyner. Fuller. Three-point shot is good. And that narrows the score to 9-8. Builders trailing by 1. As Powell picks up his dribble. Feeds on the low post. Shot no good, but there was a foul on the rebound. That foul call is on. Now, he called 30. We don't have a 30. So did he mean 20? Okay, he meant to call 20, which is Drew Walton.
Drew Walton, his second, team second.
Jared Walton makes his way to the line to shoot 2, as our officials for this afternoon's game are Eric Brinker, Chris Pollock, and Kyle Rigetz. First free throw goes down for Jared Walton. Jared Walton already has 7 points early in this basketball game as he sinks the second of 2. 11-8 our score. Builders down here at home to the undermanned Bengals. And there was a foul call on the entry pass. And that foul call is going to go against Patrick Powell. That is his first personal foul to go along with his 3 points early on in the basketball game at the University of Kent, the University of Maine at Fort Kent, which is a public liberal arts college located right on the border of the United States and Canada. As a feed inside goes to Caleb Molesky, circa shot is missed. Put back, no good as well. Bengals control. Bengals reset the offense. 22 seconds on the shot clock. 6:06 remaining in the first. 16:06 remaining in the first half. Bengals lead 11-8. Here's Walton. Walton to Powells. Running a weave on offense, trying to find something somewhere. Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound controlled by the Builders as Corey Joyner runs. Here's Brandon Joyner, long three-point shot, good! And that ties the score. 11-11 our score, 15:35 remaining in the first half. As the Builders continue with their pressure defense, and they do have superior numbers over the Bengals. So if these guys get tired on defense, they do have numbers where they could substitute, as Caleb Molesky picks up that cheap foul on the rebound. So that puts Jared Walton back at the line, and he already has 8 points, 8 of the 11 points early on in this basketball game for the Bengals. As he drains the first, 12-11 is the score. Bengals over the Builders as Bryce Gilbert makes his way into the basketball game. Second free throw, no good. Caleb Molesky controls. Bryce Scott, new into the basketball game, feeds down low to Marion Moore. Beautiful move by Marion Moore to get to the hoop for an easy layup, and the Builders take the lead. 13-12 Builders over the Bengals, 14:55 remaining. Here's Powell with the basketball, guarded by Corey Joyner. Shot up and good. Nice move that time by Jared Walton underneath the basket. Nice job of body control to get himself in position for the easy bank from underneath the basket to give the Bengals the lead again, 14-13 as Corey Joyner works. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Man-to-man defense. Bryce Scott with the basketball over to Joyner. Long three-point shot up. No good. Rebound taken by Powell. 14-13. Bengals over the Builders. 14:09 remaining. Here's Bryce Gilbert with the basketball. Working off of a couple of screens. Long three shot is good. Jacob Powell, good from three-point range. And that's his first, those are his first points of the basketball game as Powell guards Joyner. Joyner works, wild shot taken. Rebound cleared by Powell. 17-13, Bengals lead the Builders. 13:31 remaining. Long three-point shot, no good. Corey Joyner of the Builders clear. Here's Brandon Joyner over to Molesky to Scott. Scott works, shot blocked. Bengals running. Leading 17-13, 13:09 remaining in the first half as we get a timeout. Timeout being taken by the Bengals. And you can see a couple of guys from the Bengals are already winded as Jared Walton makes his way to the bench. And if you happen to notice that as he made his way over to the bench, he actually went to the bench like this, just blowing. So they already need a rest. So what Coach Key wants to do strategically with his basketball team is going to work if you continue to watch this ball game. Yes. Do they look like the fresher team? Absolutely. But adrenaline can only take you so far when you don't get an opportunity to get a rest. So either they're going to run out of timeouts or they're going to run out of fresh bodies. So Coach Key is going to continue to run guys at this basketball team and try his best to tire these guys out. Both teams are back on the floor. 17-13 is our score. 13:06 remaining in the first half. Here's Oduro with the basketball being guarded by Brandon Joyner. Tough feed down low, but it gets there as Powell goes up with the shot. So you can count the basket and the foul. As that foul goes on Rashawn Ely. That's his first personal foul. Team's fourth. And right now, the undermanned Bengals are in control of this basketball game early on as the free throw is missed. Now remember, Jared Walton went to the bench just a second ago, winded. And that will start to show up in free throws, and it'll also start to show up, fatigue will start to show in jump shots. When they start hit the front end of the rim, folks, that's fatigue. So the free throw was missed. Shot clock under 10. Here's Smith. Shot no good. Rebound taken by Powell. Bengals lead 19-13, 12:22 left in the first half. Here's Gilbert. Feed down low. Kick out. Pass intercepted by the Bengals. I'm sorry, by the Builders. Wild shot taken that time by Miles Barrett. As the Builders are able to get a steal in transition. Here's Rashawn Ely, but he traveled. Andre Brown makes his way into the basketball game for Rashawn Ely. The Bengals unable to make wholesale substitutions as they are severely handcuffed. Again, without 4 of their players. And we jokingly said that maybe with them being down 4 players and the school being located right on the United States-Canadian border, did some guys defect. I don't know, we were just kidding around, we don't know for sure. But Jared Walton fights. Shot no good, shot clock violation. by the Bengals, so that's going to be a turnover. 19-13 is our score. The Bengals currently lead. Jared Walton, who just threw up that air ball, is the leading scorer. And you can see that each and every opportunity he gets on a dead ball situation, he's either grabbing at his shorts or he is doing what's called the surrender cobra. And that's when you're tired. And the three-point shot is good. Brandon Joyner for three. And that narrows the lead by the Bengals down to 19-16. Here's Cole with the basketball over to Oduro. Back to Cole. Cole works, but the offensive foul. Ken Smith able to stand in and take the tough, hard foul underneath from Chance Cole. And for Chance Cole, that is his first personal foul, but he's currently scoreless in the basketball game. Jared Walton leads all scorers this afternoon for both teams with 13. Here's Andre Brown. Three-point shot, no good, but it's poked out of bounds. Looked like it was poked out of bounds by the Bengals, but instead it was poked out of bounds by the Builders. Caleb Molesky and Corey Joyner enter the basketball game for the Bengals. I'm sorry, and for the Builders as Jacob Powell makes his way into the ball game for the Bengals. Full court pressure. Broken by the Bengals. Led to a good shot. Bengals just couldn't convert. And we have a foul call as Marion Moore was on the attack. And that foul is going to go on Bryce Gilbert. That is his first personal foul. That's only the third team foul for the Bengals, so no shots. Marion Moore to Caleb Molesky to Joyner. Brown over to Barrett, who feeds Moore down low. Shot up and good. 19-18, Bengals still lead. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the first half as Cole works it over the timeline to Gilbert. Gilbert gives off to Powell. Being guarded closely by Barrett, feed down low. Shot, no good. Molesky, rebound as the Builders get out and run. Joyner, inside, no good. Rebound, Walton, who so far has not been able to come off of the court for a substitution is Jared Walton, but he still leads all scorers right now with 13 points, and he's winded already. Here's Cole to Walton. Offensive foul call. You can see as Walton made his move into the lane, he lowered his shoulder right into the chest of Caleb Molesky. So for Jared Walton, that is his first personal foul, and Sam Morris makes his way into the ball game. For the Builders, 9-12 remaining, 19-18, Bengals still lead. Here's Moore. Joyner loses it off of his foot, but he was able to save it to Marion Moore. 10 seconds on the shot clock as the kick goes out to Morris for a long three, no good. Powell clears the rebound. Here's Cole working off of the screen, but there's a foul. That foul is on Andre Brown. That's his first personal foul, and that's the team's fifth. 19-18 Bengals, 8:33 remaining. As you hear Coach Key continue to coach the Builders. Here's Cole. Driving to the lane, not cut off by anyone on defense, so easy layup by Chance Cole, and that pushes the Bengal lead up to 21-18 over the Builders. Here's Brown. Three-point shot is good. And just like that, we are tied. 21. 21 is our score. 8:07 remaining in the first half. Here's Powell. Gilbert. Three-point shot is good. And just like that, we're untied. 24-21 Bengals, who are really playing quick early in this basketball game. You have to wonder how long that's going to last as Marion Moore works hard for that too. 24-23. Four-court pressure being applied by the Builders. Feed down low, nothing doing as the intended receiver of the pass was Powell's. Tripped over a couple of guys, and he comes up limping. As Coach Tom Bird is asking, where's the foul? Trying to get an explanation right now from the official, so we have a dead ball situation right now as Kwame Oduro makes his way into the basketball game. 26 seconds on the shot clock. Ball was tapped out of bounds by the Bengals on that fast break. So here's Joyner to trigger. Over to Morris. Controlled by Brown. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Moore. Morris to Molesky. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Brown. Sam Morris looking. Over to Brown, long three-point shot, no good. Rebound cleared by Oduro. Here's Chance, 24-23 Bengals lead by 1, 6:50 left in the first half. Gilbert guarded by Morris. Chance now guarded by Morris, 10 seconds on the shot clock. And we have a foul call. That foul call is on Sam Morris. That'll be his first personal foul. That'll be the team sixth as Brian Fuller is in for the Builders as the Bengals still lead 24-23 coming into tonight's basketball game with an overall record of 7-12. Builders at 8-8. Here's Powell. And the follow-up miss goes down with a noisy two from Jared Walton. As Coach Evan Key screams for a foul on that shot, Brian Fuller was harassed, but nothing called. And the trip back down the floor for the Builders is a good one on defense as they deny 2 points. But the two-point shot on the other end by Andre Brown is no good. So the Builders currently trail 26-23, 5:47 remaining. Here's Cole. Shot up and good. For this team to be undermanned, they look extremely fresh and extremely athletic early on in this basketball game. The Bengals right now showing no signs of fatigue. But again, we're early. There is another half of basketball left to be played. And again, the Builders can hit these guys with more numbers and more bodies. But right now, they're taking advantage on the scoreboard as Jared Walton clears another offensive rebound and the Bengals hold to a three-point lead, 28-23, as they take a timeout. And I think this is more of a fatigue timeout. This is more of a give my guys a rest timeout than a strategy timeout. I don't think this is an opportunity for Coach Bird to get his guys over to the sideline and talk about what their strategy is. I believe it's more of an opportunity to give his guys an opportunity to get some water and get some air, because right now they are sucking wind right now. This has been a frenetic pace in this basketball game. 28-23 is our score. 5:08 remaining in the first half. And right now, early on, let's be honest, the Bengals look like the fresher, more athletic team. But again, there is a whole lot of basketball, folks, left to be played in this game tonight. So just continue to be patient if you're the Builders, continue to keep the ball game close, and sooner or later, fatigue will start to set in. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long they've been playing so undermanned, but we'll see tonight how that factors as the basketball game continues. I think it will. I'm pretty sure you guys at home watching this basketball game thinks it will also, but we're going to see. The timeout is over. Both teams make their way back into the court. (28-23) is our score. Bengals lead the Builders, 5:08 remaining in the first half. Bengals basketball as Cole triggers to Gilbert. Miles Barrett with the pressure defense. Here's Powell at the top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Walton, long three, good.
Three-pointer, Jared Walton.
31-23, 4:44 remaining in the first half. And the Bengals are showing no signs of letting up as Joyner tries a long three. It's no good. Rebound off of Fuller. Looked like on my end, like Orduro was not able to catch up with it on the as it went out of bounds, but as it goes, it was off of a Builder player as Joyner with full court pressure. Full court press is broken by the Bengals. Shot up by Walton is good. Jared Walton early on with 20 points, and the Bengals have opened up a 10-point lead on the Builders as that three-point shot is no good. Rebound stolen by Cole. First half not going as I'm sure many of the Builder fans have predicted. Builders currently trail by 10. Still a lot of basketball left. 33-23 Bengals. 3:44 left. Here's Walton. Shot no good, but there's going to be a foul underneath on the Builders. That foul is on Miles Barrett. That is his first personal foul. And with that foul, that now puts the Bengals in the bonus. Jacob Powell will step to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 for the visiting Bengals, who currently lead by 10, 33-23, 3:38 remaining in the first half. And the first of two is good for Jacob Powell. Team currently has the Builders on their heels as the second of two goes down. Patrick Powell back in. Jared Walton has a seat. And Jared Walton sits down with 20 points in the first half. 35-23 is our score. Bengals lead over the Builders. 3:26 left. Marion Moore over to Barrett. 14 seconds on the shot clock as another long three is up, no good. And so far early on, the Builders have pretty much lived and died behind the three-point line. And so far, three-point shot percentage extremely low for the Builders. So you'd like to see these guys try to get something going towards the basket as we have a jump ball. Possession arrow is in favor of the Builders as Caleb Molesky comes back onto the floor along with Drew Walton. Only 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Builders now down by 12. So maybe the shooting philosophy or the shot selection philosophy for the Builders may need to change down the stretch as you like to see these guys getting some baskets going towards the hoop instead of the long-range shooting that just hasn't been there in the first half, as another three-point shot is missed by Brandon Joyner deep in the corner. Here's Powell. Powell in the lane, shot up and no good. And that foul is on Drew Walton.
Eighth team foul.
who's fresh into the basketball game, is Marion
Taking
Moore,
foul at the line for the Bengals, shooting 2.
set to make his way into the basketball game. But first, I think we're going to have a timeout. I think we have a timeout being taken
Timeout, Builders.
by the home builders as we come back here courtside. Howard McCain with you for this evening's basketball game. Right now, the Builders trail by 12, and I'm going to be honest, this is not what I was expecting when this game got started. When I saw the Bengals out for their warm-ups and noticed that they only had 6 total players out during warm-ups, I immediately started thinking they just don't have enough guys to be able to make it through this entire game fresh. But as it goes, they played with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. And they've also gotten a lot of shot attempts in the paint. Not a whole lot of long-range bombs being dropped by this team. They're getting a lot of shots moving towards the basket, which is exactly what you want to do. So right now, can the Builders make adjustments? Again, the Builders shooting a lot of long-range threes that have not falling. So if you're Coach Key, do you change your offensive philosophy and try to spread these guys out on defense, create dribble lanes, and try to get to the basket and get something going towards the basket that's easy, or get yourself to the line for an easy foul and get to the line and try to shoot 2. So timeout is over. Both teams make their way back to the free throw line as the second of 2 is upcoming for Jacob Powell. Bengals lead 35-23, 2:32 left as Powell gets ready to shoot the second of 2. Correction, that was his first of 2. I'd like to thank my producer engineer for updating me, getting me straight there. 36-23 is our score. Bengals lead the Builders by 13, make it 14. Powell sinks 2. Powell, 7 points tonight. Here's Joyner to Barrett. The Bengals doing an awesome job of really packing their defense down inside the paint, taking away easy shots at the rim, as that shot is up and missed as Cole crosses the timeline. 37-23, Bengals by 14. Here's Cole. Game clock under 2 minutes. 3-point shot by Gilbert is good. 17-point lead by the undermanned Bengals here tonight. 1:43 left. Here's Joyner. Good idea by Joyner, but again, the Bengals are packing their defense down inside the lane, daring the Builders to shoot over the top of them. The Builders have attempted to do so, but the shots just aren't falling as Gilbert's shot is no good. Marion Moore runs. Brandon Joyner shot up off the glass, no good. Well, they wave it off, but they call the foul on the floor. Chance Cole is called for the foul, but the basket does not count as Sam Morris makes his way back into the basketball game. 1:18 remaining. Bengals up big by 17 points, 40-23 is our score. We have an official's timeout as we have a uniform issue that needs to be cleaned up for the Bengals. Here's Joyner. Barrett. Joyner being guarded by Powell. Now by Gilbert. Here's Barrett. Barrett. Dribble drive to the hoop. No good. Tip, no good by Moore as the game clock now was under 1 minute in the first half. 58 seconds and counting as Gilbert works. Over to Powell. Bengals up by 17. 3-point shot, no good. Corey Joyner runs. Pulls up for the shot, and he's fouled. Down the basket at the foul. And that is much needed as Bryce Gilbert commits the foul. 31.9 seconds remaining. Bengals up by 15. That's Jared Walton, who has been afforded a nice long rest prior to the half. Again, he leads all scorers right now with 20 points. As Corey Joyner steps to the line to try and complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and he doesn't. Here's Oduro, 26 seconds left. They can't hold for the final shot. There's about a 1 second shot clock and clock differential. Here's Gilbert, 15 seconds on the play clock, on the clock, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Gilbert. Over to Powell, 6 seconds on the shot clock. 5, 4, 3, Powell. Defense gave up on him as the shot clock goes off and the game clock goes off right behind it, and that'll be it. That'll do it for the first half. And that's how the first half comes to an end here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center back at courtside as both teams slowly make their way on into the locker room. I think the officials are trying to sort it out because there was a slight time difference between the shot clock and the game clock, almost about a second and a half. So I don't think they're going to contest it. They're going to allow both teams to go into the locker room, and that's going to bring the first half to a close with the Bengals taking a halftime lead of 40-25. As you saw in that first half, it wasn't difficult to see that the Bengals came out in that first half the much better prepared, much fresher basketball team, really taking it to the Builders in the first half. So the Builders, difficulty getting the ball to the basket simply because a slight adjustment was made on defense by the Bengals by packing all of their players into the line, into the lane on defense, which takes away dribble penetration to the basket for easy shots. Bengals actually made the Builders, or forced the Builders, to have to shoot up over the top of their zone. Builders just weren't able to sink many shots in the first half. So it's going to be up to Coach Evan Key to figure out what offensive adjustments he needs to make with his guys in order to free these guys up for easier shots in the second half. So it's halftime here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Again, your halftime score, Bengals 40, Builders 25. We'll take a break, and we'll come back later on with first half stats and second half action. This is Builder Basketball.
Here we go.
My name is Letitia McCain. I am Director of Education of the Apprentice School. And I think the most fun part of it all is building a relationship with the students.
You know, the opportunity we can offer here at the Apprentice School is a very unique one. To prospective student athletes it's one of a kind.
My favorite part about being an apprentice is getting to work with my hands and playing football. And since I came in the yard, I've matured a lot, coming in straight out of high school, and I'm able to work better with others.
Oh man, it's a great experience. I mean, you're doing what you love. You're learning a great trade that you can use anywhere. It's just a great experience, best experience I ever had.
I loved it because it taught me time management, it taught me patience. I was one of those ones that did everything last minute, so it taught me how to go to work, get time for resting, get time for homework and school, and stay on top of things. My favorite thing about being an apprentice has to be the numerous opportunities that you get. As long as you show initiative, determination, and you dedicate yourself, there's no door that can't be opened.
It's not your traditional four-year college scholarship type athlete. Just hearing about the women actually getting out and working every day told me a lot about their character to even sign up and be committed to a program like this. So the challenge, I think, just knowing that these women can do both, it was inspiring.
Wrestling is one of those sports where it takes serious dedication to be really good at. And just like every other apprentice, they're going to school and they're going to work all day. They're working on nuclear aircraft carriers and submarines and being a full-time athlete.
I didn't know what to think. I was blindsided. Got to grow up a little fast, but I made it work. Been here 10 years now. And yeah, tuition free, simple. It's as simple as that.
No most recent grads that are graduating high school, their first year at college or typical university, they're sleeping in sometimes in the mornings. Our guys and young ladies are out beating on steel at 5:30 in the morning sometimes.
It's completely different. You really see how responsible you have to be to get up every morning and get to work, and how much people really rely on you.
This is not for somebody that's soft. It's something that it's very rewarding when you get through it. It's a long day. You're up at 5 or so. You may go to school all day. You may work all day. Practice afterwards. Get home, clean up, eat, do your homework, and get to bed and get ready to do it again the next day. So it's a sacrifice and it's a commitment.
I'd say my proudest moment really is just being able to have this opportunity and do it all. I mean, I got the schooling paid for and made it through that, and being able to do something that I'm really interested in.
But playing baseball is awesome through the apprentice school, because it definitely just opens more doors to move up in the company. You can't have much more fun playing baseball.
Probably is the best decision that you could make coming out of high school. You're going to be able to pay your own bills, start your own career, and also at the same time, you could get your education for free. So it's really a no-brainer.
I was recruited right out of high school. Had a defensive coordinator come to my school and say, hey man, you're not going to have any student debt when you finish up. You're going to get to play football and work with your hands every day. I said, sign me up right then and there. Greatest experience of my life thus far.
You got to have some guts. You got to be hard-nosed to be able to survive this place, this culture, this atmosphere. So what we do is we come in, we tell our guys there are no excuses. We want guys that are smart, that are going to be able to come in here and get the classwork done. That's first and foremost. But secondly, we want hard-nosed guys that really love the game of football, guys that, you know, they can't wait to get over to football practice and they love to compete. We play a fast, high-paced, exciting brand of football, so that's something they can look forward to every day. With the way we're trending and the way our program is recruiting, I can tell you that we're going to be moving into some spaces that apprentice football has never been before, and I'm excited about it.
It's a great opportunity to be able to come to the apprentice school, not only play the sport, but also be able to have a career out of it as well, too.
I believe the proudest moment I've had is to see all of our players, walk that stage. I challenge each one of them to become a superintendent as a minimum, and several of them are going through the ranks making supervision, so I'm real proud of that. That's probably more than any of them shooting 69 or 70 in my opinion.
It's a big deal when they come here that they're building nuclear-powered submarines and aircraft carriers for the U.S. Navy, and basketball is just the fun part. But what our apprentices do on a day in and day out basis is protecting our security at home, so it's something that they're going to be able to really take pride in for the rest of their lives.
We play a huge part in the safety of our country, being a contractor of the United States Navy, and it's just an opportunity that we can offer that no one else in America can, so it's really unique here and really awesome.
The opportunity of the apprentice school should be known to a lot of individuals, because it gives students an opportunity to come in and not only learn a trade, but also you get a chance to be an athlete as well. So to be able to get job skills, on-the-job training, as well as interact and be in a world-class company, I mean, what more can an individual ask for?
I'm Michael Allen. I'm the Director of Athletics here at the Apprentice School, and I am a builder.
My name is Brian Cave, and I am a builder.
My name is Nicole Jackson, and I am a builder.
My name is Ben Jones, and I am a builder.
I'm Joey Maben, and I am a builder.
My name is Zach Johnson, and I am a builder.
My name is BJ Maben, and I'm a builder.
My name is Quanisha Bruce, and I am a builder.
My name is Evan Key, and I am a builder.
My name is Mike Amrazovich, and I am a builder.
My name is John Davis, and I'm a builder.
My name is Austin Saylor, and I'm a builder.
My name is Marky Chevres, and I am a builder.
My name is Lou Picola, and I'm a builder.
I'm Brandon Joyner, and I'm a builder.
I'm a builder.
I am a builder.
I am a builder.
like to welcome you back to courtside here. Howard McCain back with you as the Apprentice School Builders look to get back on track here in the second half against the undermanned and so far the overwhelming Bengals of the University of Maine out of Fort Kent. University of Maine comes into this evening's game severely undermanned. Only 6 total players are dressed for this basketball game, but that has not hampered them at all on the scoreboard as they were able to come out and jump out and take the lead, and they've pretty much not looked back all night. So halftime is over. Both teams are back on the court, and it looks like the Bengals will begin the second half with the first possession. Here's Cole. Set the trigger. He inbounds to Powell. Powell finished up the first half with 7 points as he's being guarded. Here's Cole over to Oduro, running a weave right now. Good job by Joyner to get his hands into the passing lane and create a turnover. 40-25 is the score. Here's Walton. Builders trail by 15, 19:34 left in the ball game. Joyner to Fuller. As the Builders look to work it inside, but instead take a long three-point shot, which again wasn't there for them in the first half. Only 5 of 17 from three-point land in the first half. That's 29.4% for the Builders. So need to come up with a different offensive philosophy if they're going to get back in it, trailing by 15 to the visiting Builders. Here's Cole. His three-point shot is no good as Walton clears. That is his 6th rebound of the basketball game as Morris loses the basketball, but we have a foul. That foul is going to go on Patrick Powell. That's only his 2nd foul to go along with his 3 points. Joyner to Walton. Walton quiet tonight on the scoreboard. As that is his first 2 of this evening's basketball game, and that narrows the Bengals lead to 13, 40-27. Very low score output by the Builders in the first half as we get a foul on the screen on the Bengals. That is going to be Jacob Powell's first personal foul as he takes the seat, and Bryce Gilbert makes his way back into the basketball game. Bryce Gilbert effective in the first half. 2 fouls, 6 points for Bryce Gilbert as he defends. Here's Morris. Down low, Drew Walton, and they need Drew Walton to get busy just like that. 40-29, Bengals lead. Builders 4 points early on in the second half on the strength of 2 layups by Drew Walton. Here's Jared Walton, who lit it up in the first half. Feed down low to Cole is up and good. 42-29, 13-point lead for the Bengals, 17:52 remaining in the basketball game. Here's Joyner back to Moore. Euro step, shot up, no good. Rebound, shot, no good again. And these are the shots that you need for the Builders to be able to get and also be able to make, as Marion Moore used a nice Euro step to get into the lane, just was not able to finish. Bengals back on the attack with Cole. Long three-point shot for Oduro, gets stuck. And the possession arrow is in favor of the Builders, so 42-29, Bengals over the Builders, 17-17 left. Brandon Joyner comes in for Sam Morris. Here's Joyner. Again, good job of getting a shot going towards the basket as Corey Joyner. And it looks like the Bengals have changed up their defensive philosophy, going more to a man-to-man defense coming out of the locker room instead of the zone that they ran early on in the basketball game, and that's allowed the Builders to get some easy shots headed towards the basket, and that's something that we talked about that needed to happen with the Builders coming out in the second half. The Bengals in the first half were packing their defense down into the lane, and they were forcing the Builders to shoot up over the top of the defense, where the Builders just were not finding much success. But here early on in the second half, Coach Tom has come out, and he has come out with more of a man-to-man defense. The Builders have been able to beat their defender off the dribble, find dribble driving lanes to the basket, and they've got an easy layup so far. So 6 points coming out of the locker room for the Builders, 0 points. No, I'll take that back. It was one made shot by the Bengals in the second half. So Builders have found something. Let's see if the Bengals are able to make the adjustment on defense. Hopefully they won't, but we'll see. Here's Cole, 14 seconds on the shot clock. There's Powell's, guarded by Walton, 8 seconds, 7. 6 on the shot clock, 5. Here's Cole, 4, 3, dish deep in the corner to Gilbert. Off the top of the backboard, shot clock violation, but the officials allow them to play on. Here's Corey Joyner, shot up and good. And there's another easy layup by the Builders in transition. 42-33 is our score. Builders trail by 9. 16-19 left in the ball game. Shot up and good by Oduro. 16-11 remaining. Builders trail by 11. One possession at a time. That's how the Builders have to get back into it, as a long three by Corey Fuller is good. And that knocks the Bengal lead down to 8 as the Builders go on a full court press. Here's Gilbert. Walton, easy basket. Lead back up to 10, 46-43. But the Builders are making a dent in it as we start to shoot over the top of their defense, when dribble penetration to the basket has been working in the second half. But Marion Moore, long shot, no good. 15-25 remaining. Builders trail by 10, 46-36. As Builders dial it up on defense. Cole, dish. Gilbert, skip pass to Powell's, no good, but the rebound is taken by Cole, but stolen by Walton. As the Builders run, here's Corey Joyner. Three-point shot, no good, as the Builders again have gone cold from the field when they were hot, taking it to the basket. Able to get the lead down to 8 as the shot is missed by Cole. Here's Moore. Pass intercepted by the Bengals as they push it to Walton, who misses the alley-oop layup. Here's Joyner. Into the lane, shot up, no good, but there's a foul. That foul is going to go on Chance Cole, and that'll be his 3rd personal foul to go along with his 6 points. And when you're behind, folks, that's exactly what you want to see from your basketball team if you're a coach. You want to try to get the ball headed towards the basket, because usually one of 2 things are going to happen. Either one, you're going to get an easy look at the basket, as the first of 2 is up and good for Brandon Joyner. You're going to get an easy look at the basket, or, folks, you're going to get a foul. Either way, it's a good high percentage play if you're the Builders. So for the remaining 14-25, they're currently down by 9, 46-37, as substitutions make their way into the basketball game for the Builders, as Andre Brown and Miles Barrett make their way on, and Brandon Joyner drains the second of 2. Bryce Scott makes his way into the ball game. You'd love to see the Builders attack the basket, not just shoot at the basket, but just go and attack it. Force these guys to use their fouls. They're so limited on their bench, and they're so limited as far as substitutions go. Let's get into their bench as we put on full court pressure. Press is broken. Here's Jacob Powell. Down low to Walton. Shot up and good. Bengals take a 10-point lead. 14 minutes remaining. Here's Scott. Moore, feed down low to Walton. Shot up, no good. but Walton was a little bit more concerned with getting the shot and the foul instead of just the shot. Ball rims out of the basket. Here's Oduro. Walton with the offensive rebound. Wild shot, no good. Anyone from the Builders, can you please get a rebound? And nobody does. Put back is good by the Bengals. Lead balloons back to 12. As we have an offensive foul call. Player control foul on Marion Moore. Marion Moore takes a seat, and that is his first personal foul to go along with his 8 points as we have a timeout. Timeout being taken by the home Builders as they've fallen behind now by 12, 50-38, and for a minute there, the Builders got themselves right back in it. Were able to shave the lead for the Bengals down to 8 points, but somehow, some way, the Builders went right back to trying to shoot over the top of the defense when dribble penetration is there. So if you're Coach Key, let his guys know, look to drive the basketball to the basket for either a high percentage shot or a foul. You have to get into these guys' bench, which they really don't have one. Right now, they really don't have any players in foul trouble at the moment. The most fouls that each one of their players have is 2. So they know how important it is to not get themselves into foul trouble because they just don't have the substitution numbers to stay in it. So if you are the Builders offensively, look to drive the basketball to the basket. Try and get some of these guys in foul trouble. Once they get in foul trouble, in order to stay on the floor, they can't foul. So that's going to give you an opportunity to get easy shots at the basket and get yourself back into the basketball game as they currently trail by 12, 13-23 remaining in the basketball game. And as we saw earlier, the women did fall to the University of Maine at Fort Kent. We'd like to see the men be able to salvage one out of these 2 games, and right now they're trailing big by 12. Here's Gilbert, shot clock at 10, and the Builders allow him to split the defense for an easy layup. Lead pushed to 14 now for the Bengals, 52-38. Here's Brown, 12, 46 remaining. Barrett to Scott, once again, jump shot. Somewhat frustrating to watch from a fan standpoint to see the Builders go to this perimeter offense when again it was working so well for them moving the ball towards the basket. But as it goes, the Bengals lead by 14. Here's Walton. Shot no good, rebound by Gilbert. 2 seconds on the shot clock, 1. As the Builders are unable to get the offensive rebound, put back no good. Walton with the rebound. Here's Barrett. 52-38 is our score. Barrett. Kick out to Scott, who hasn't hit a 3-point shot yet until now. 52-41, 11:45 remaining. Builders trail in the basketball game. Here's Jacob Powell over to Oduro. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Foul by Scott. As the Builders make substitutions as Brandon Joyner, Corey Joyner, and Marion Moore take the court. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 11:32 remaining. Ball controlled right now by the Bengals. Here's Walton. And we have another foul call. That one is on Brandon Joyner. That is his first personal foul to go along with his 8 points. And that's the third total team foul. Still 20 seconds on the shot clock as Walton is harassed and picked off. Corey Joyner on the other end. Easy layup is good. 52-43. Lead knocked down to 9. As the Builders on the full court press, Powell able to break the timeline as we get a timeout. Now that timeout was an official's timeout. That wasn't a timeout taken by the Bengals. So there is a slight adjustment that needs to be made to the game and shot clock. That affords each team to get a slight rest while the clock issue is ironed out, and it seems that it is, so ball is whistled back into play. Builders trail 52-43, 11:09 remaining. Oduro gives to Powell. 14 seconds on the shot clock as Oduro works it down low, but it's lost out of bounds, so that's a turnover for the Bengals. Builders have cut the lead down to 9, 52-43, 10:52 remaining in the basketball game as Barrett and Moore work it over the timeline. If the Builders are patient, they can find something going towards the basket, I'm sure, as Barrett looks, feeds Walton, but didn't make the basket, but guess what? He's fouled. So that gives the Builders an opportunity to try and score the basketball while the clock is stopped. And this is exactly what you want to see for this team offensively. Don't get impatient. Try not to shoot the ball with so much time left on the shot clock. If you just are patient and wait, there will be a passing lane that can open up somewhere to get the ball down low. As the first of two from Drew Walton goes down. Lead cut to 8. This is the closest the Builders have been to the Bengals in quite some time in this basketball game. As the second of two falls. 52-45, 10:34 left. Builders are right back in it. Pressure defense by the Builders. Here's Powell. Oduro to Gilbert. Here's Powell's to Powell. Walton, long shot, no good. Rebound taken by Drew Walton. Builders on the run. Miles Barrett for 3. Shot is good. 52-48 is our score. 9:57 left in the basketball game, and the Builders continue to chip away at this lead with their pressure defense as Drew Walton intercepts another pass. Here's Barrett. Walton squares up for a shot. 2-point shot is good, and the Builders have erased a 14-point lead. 14-point lead erased all the way down to 2 for the Builders. 52-50 is our score as we come back courtside. 9:36 remaining in the basketball game, and the Builders are doing exactly what they need to do, folks. Continue to force that ball down low. If you're not fouled, you get it. If you're not fouled, you get an opportunity at an easy shot at the basket, and they've done just that. But on the other side of the court, we've seen the Bengals go ice cold from the field, missing point-blank range layups and also missing long shots that were draining for them in the first half. So that has all led to the Builders being able to dwindle away at that lead and get it down to just 2. So when we come out of the timeout, it will be Bengals ball, but all the momentum is on the Builder side of the court right now. Your score, 52-50, 9:36 remaining in the first half. You can hear Coach Keith coaching his guys up. The excitement is in the air. Boy, oh boy, it would be so awesome if the Builders could build on last night's win and that bleed over into tonight into another win. Both teams are making their way from the bench back into the court for this next 9 minutes and 36 seconds. It's going to be exciting. Let's see what happens. Powell set to trigger for the Bengals to Gilbert. Gilbert guarded by Corey Joyner. Builders continue to flash the defense to try to trap the Bengal players as Powell works. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Walton, who spins and puts it in. Bengals 54, Builders 50. 9:07 remaining. Here's Barrett to Walton. To Joyner, who continues to look. No one is in the lane right now for the Builders as the shot clock goes down to 16. Patience being shown by the Builders so far. Ball is tapped out of bounds, but possession stays with the Builders. 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock, 8:51 left in the basketball game. Builders trail by 4. Shot clock at 10. Miles Barrett looks, tries to find someone. Marion Moore. Shot is no good, but he's fouled. That foul is on Jared Walton. That is going to be his 3rd personal foul. So Jared Walton and Chance Cole currently set at 3 fouls apiece. Jared Walton, 26 points, but 3 fouls, as Marion Moore steps to the line for the first of 2. First free throw is money. 54-51 is our score. Bengals still lead by 3, 8:42 left. Second free throw trickles around and in. So the Bengals lead by a single basket. Again, their leading scorer, Jared Walton, has 3 fouls. If you are the Builders, you go right at him on offense. See if you can get him to reach in and commit that 4th foul. As again, their substitution pattern isn't as good as ours because they don't have the numbers, as Gilbert misses. Walton, rebound, Barrett over to Joyner. Long 3 from the corner is no good, but 2 Builders fought for the rebound and knocked it away from each other. Mad scramble on the ground as Marion Moore comes away with it. Here's Barrett. Joyner. 3-point shot is good! And that gives the Builders the lead, 55-54. And we've been waiting for this all night long. Cole's shot is no good, but there is a foul call, and you can see the energy from the Builder players here in the basketball game. This has just been outstanding. And you can see some fatigue starting to set in with this basketball team from Fort Kent. Chance Cole at the line to shoot 2. And there it is, folks. That's what fatigue looks like from the free throw line. When you start to see guys miss at the front of the rim, a lot of times that points directly to fatigue, and the second of 2 is good, so the score is now tied 55-55. Evan Key's strategy to run and run numbers at the Bengals has worked well, but unfortunately, the Builders turn it over. 55-55 is our score, 7:39 remaining. As the pressure in the backcourt comes from the Builders, but the press is broken. And the Builders were able to get their hand into the passing lane, but they call it out of bounds to the Builders, and they reverse the call. You could kind of tell by the trajectory of the basketball as it went out of bounds. It looked like someone got their hands on it for the Builders, and they did. So 22 seconds left, 7:30 remaining in the basketball game overall. 55-55 is our score. Gilbert with the basketball. Kick out, long 3 from Chance Cole, no good. Barrett clears and runs. Barrett down low, foul call. That foul call is going to go on Jacob Powell. That's only his 2nd personal foul to go along with his 7 points. And again, this is what you see from guys when they start to get tired. they start to use their hands an awful lot on defense. So Builders have this team right where they want them for the next 7 minutes and 2 seconds. Fatigue starting to set in. Fouls starting to pile up as Miles Barrett misses. Oduro with the rebound out to Gilbert. 6:48 remaining, score still tied, 55-55. Bengals not going away. Here's Gilbert, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Oduro to Walton. The bench was screaming for a traveling call. Nothing came as Walton was able to get the loose ball and put it back in for two. 57-55. Bengals over the Builders, 6:13 left in the game. Here's Joyner. To Barrett. Here's Walton working. Shot up off the glass and good. Walton has all of a sudden woken up and has poured in 10 points here in the second half. We're tied 57-57, 5:49 left as the fans start to heat up. Here's Oduro over to Walton, who's been unstoppable tonight. High off the glass, no good. Walton denied his 30th point of the basketball game. Here's Joyner. Shot up and good, Drew Walton. And that gives the Builders the lead right back. 59-57, 5:20 left in the ball game. Here is Gilbert being guarded by Barrett. Powell to Oduro, back over to Chance. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and we have a foul on the floor prior to the shot. And that one is going to go on Miles Barrett, and that'll be Miles Barrett's second foul to go along with his 3 points. As Brandon Joyner makes his way back into the ball game, 20 seconds left on the shot clock, 5 minutes and 6 seconds left on the game clock. Builders up by 2, 59-57, off of the Drew Walton layup just a minute ago. Here's Gilbert. Builders in a matchup zone. Shot clock at 10. Here's Gilbert. Powell, feed. Offensive foul call. And just like last night, the man on defense in the paint for the Builders, Drew Walton, draws yet another offensive foul call. 59-57, 4:46 remaining. Builders lead by a single basket as Joyner works it over to Walton, to Barrett. Here's Moore. Pass tipped. Walton. Oduro. Easy layup missed. Builders with the numbers on the break. Here's Joyner, feed. Marion Moore with the easy layup, and the Builders extend their lead. 61-57, 4:16 left in the basketball game, and you can hear the crowd, the energy from the court bleed its way into the stands for the Builders as Powell works against Barrett. Here's Chance, who committed the offensive foul call just a minute ago, misses. Rebound taken by Walton. Builders with the numbers. Feed down low, Marion Moore, shot is good! And we have a timeout. Timeout being taken by the Bengals, and they need it, folks, as they are getting outran and outgunned right now here in the second half, as the Bengals have lost their 14-point lead to find themselves down right now by 6 to the Builders at home. And what a fantastic, energetic night it has been here at Newport News, Virginia, on the campus of Newport News Shipbuilding, right here in the Apprentice Athletic Center. Outstanding. Everything that the Builders have come out of the second half locker room and tried to do, they've been able to do. Been able to make a 20-point turn from being down by 14 to being up by 6. You can start to see fatigue and frustration set in on this Bengals basketball team. Can Evan Key's guys continue to put the pressure on this team and get this win here in this basketball game? 3:49 remaining. Neither team is in the bonus. I take that back. There are 7 total team fouls right now on the Bengals. So from here on out, every single shot or every foul that is committed, the Bengals will be giving up foul shots for the duration of the game. Right now, the Builders sit at 5 total team fouls. So both teams make their way from the sideline onto the court for this next 3:49. Basketball will belong to the Bengals, who currently trail by 6. 3:49 left. Builders still in the full court press. Here's Oduro. Brandon Joyner guarding. Here's Gilbert. As the chants of defense start to rain down from the rafters here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center, Cole being guarded by Walton. Tough shot, misses. Rebound, Moore. And the Builders can start to slow it down and try to run clock, as you hear Evan Key tells them to take their time. You like to see the Builders wait, not take a shot till at least the shot clock is under 10, but Miles Barrett, too aggressive with the basketball, misses the entire basket. Here's Oduro. Cole. 3 minutes left in the basketball game. Here's Gilbert, being guarded by Corey Joyner. Shot clock at 10. Here's Walton, who slips. Shot up, no good. Walton with a rebound. As the Builders push, but you would like to see the Builders just slow it down. But Joyner doesn't. Just makes an adjustment on his shot, steps inside the three-point line and drains the 2. And the Builders open up an 8-point lead as Powell works and he's stripped. Mad scrum on the floor. But the Bengals control, get the ball over to Walton, who lays it up and in for his 30th point of the night. 2:05 left, Builders up by 6. As the Builders slow it down, no need to be in a hurry right now. They can wait and shoot deep in the shot clock. Miles Barrett over to Joyner. Joyner makes his move inside to Walton, almost gets it to go, but he's fouled. We're now under 2 minutes remaining, as that foul is going to be called on Kwame Oduro. And for Oduro, that is his first personal foul to go along with his 4 points. And Drew Walton, who woke up big time in the second half, 12 points on the night, stepped to the line to shoot 2. 65-59 is our score. Builders lead as the first of 2 goes down. Builders with the 7-point lead. As you can see, almost all of the Bengal players with hands on hips. That's a physical sign of fatigue as the second of 2 is drained. Bryant Fuller into the ball game for defense for Coach Key, as this team currently leads right now by 8, 1:45 left, as Oduro works. And here comes the chance of defense once again from the crowd here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center, as Gilbert works, shoots a 3, in and out. Rebound taken by the Builders as Brandon Fuller, Corey Fuller, gets the rebound and calls a timeout. Timeout being taken by the Builders, and you can almost smell it. The victory is right there. They just need to grab it and hold on to it right now. Builders up by 8 right now. 1 minute, 25 seconds left in this basketball game, as the Builders are right on the cusp. Just need to make a few good decisions down the stretch, and this victory is ours here at home tonight. It's been awesome to see the Builders just really, really work the game plan that Coach Key put in for this team. When I talked to him earlier, I asked him how was he going to attack this team that was actually on numbers. He said, look, we're just going to run them. We're going to throw numbers at them and try to wear them out and hopefully secure this basketball game at the end. And that's exactly what has happened. Drew Walton has just come alive here in the second half, both on the offensive and defensive glass, and also scoring the basketball. He currently has 14 points to go along with 14 points also for Marion Moore and also Corey Joyner. Awesome game from him tonight. He has 14 points. So the scoring has been somewhat balanced throughout the basketball game, not having to rely on just one guy to make all the points. They've been able to spread the scoring out over the offensive line as both teams are back on the court. 1:25 left. Builders lead 67-59 here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Miles Barrett works against a full court press as the Builders just barely make it over the timeline. Here's Marion Moore. Builders in full clock eat mode right now as Chance Cole slips, and the fans love it. Miles Barrett with the basketball, misses. Rebound, Drew Walton, but they call a traveling violation on Drew Walton as the game clock is now under 1 minute remaining in the basketball game. Builders up right now by 8, 67-59. So if you are the Bengals, you need to score and score quickly as Gilbert loses the basketball. Wild shot, no doing. Builders control. Walton gets it back, but we commit a foul. 42.8 seconds. That is not a shooting foul. It occurred on the floor. That is only the Builders' 6th team foul, so the Bengals are not in the bonus just yet.
Over top. Hey, Marion, re-screen for the inbounder. Corey, you're going to screen for the inbounder. It goes out to the corner.
As you can hear Coach Key yell instructions to his team on how to defend the inbound. Cole with the basketball. Clock at 40. Shot no good, tipped around. Walton. Wild three-point shot no good. Shot taken by Joyner, and there's a foul in the backcourt. That foul in the backcourt is going to go on Bryce Gilbert. That'll be his 3rd foul. 32.4 seconds remaining. Builders up by 8. So at the line shooting the 1-and-1 is Corey Joyner. And he misses. Here's Chance. Chance Cole's shot off the front of the iron. Short. Walton, rebound. 20 seconds left in the basketball game as the Builders working over into the half court, and that'll do it. Miles Barrett will dribble out this final 10 seconds of the basketball game as we tick down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the final buzzer as the Builders hold on for a 67-59 win here at home to secure their 2nd win in a row here after a long 5-game losing streak. But they come away with a big win over the Bengals of the University of Maine out of Fort Kent. Great job tonight by Coach Evan Key with his game plan, and an even better job of execution tonight by the Builders. Great job by all these guys to just wear down this Bengals team and take home this much-needed win, improving their record to 9-8 and dropping the record for the visiting Bengals to 7-13. Early in that first half, the Bengals looked absolutely fantastic, coming out with so much more energy, so much more focus than it seemed like the Builders did. But as the game wore on, Evan Key's game plan in this game started to come to fruition. His goal, throw numbers at this team that was without 4 of their players. Substitutions were difficult. Guys just could not get the rest that they needed, and Evan Key was able to just continue to run the ball up and down the court, continue to throw superior numbers at these guys, wear them down, and get them tired at the end of the game, and then take control, and that's exactly what happened. 67-59 is our final score. Thank you for coming back courtside with me, Howard McCain, for the final stats before we get out of here after this second win in a row for the home Builders. The leading scorer for the Bengals was with 30 was Jared Walton. He was all over the boards as well, 10 rebounds for him. Their leading rebounder was actually Kwame Oduro, who pulled down 11 boards. But for the home Bengals, for the home Builders, able to just really spread out the scoring as Corey Joyner, Drew Walton, and Marion Moore each poured in 14 points apiece, along with 10 from Brandon Joyner, while underneath Drew Walton finished the night as the leading rebounder for the Builders with 11. So a double-double tonight for Drew Walton. So great job tonight by Evan Key of the game plan. Great job by the players to execute that game plan and get out of here with a 67-59 win. Builders now on a 2-game winning streak. It's been an awesome weekend, folks, and we're thankful that you're able to be here with us. We also want to thank Bayport Credit Union for their continued support of Builder Athletics. So for me, Howard McCain, we're going to sign off here from courtside as the Builders once again come away with a victory, 67-59 over the University of Maine at Fort Kent. For Howard McCain, want to say good night, and this has been Builders Basketball.